Not too long ago, $100,000 a year was the number, the dream, the finish line. If you could just get there, you'd made it. You'd have the house, the car, the vacations, the breathing room. Your parents probably told you that. Your teachers, too. Get a good job, make six figures, and you'll be set for life. But here's what nobody updated you on. That number? It's broken. And if you're still chasing $100,000 like it's going to change your life, you're chasing a ghost. Let me show you exactly what I mean. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, $100,000 has the same purchasing power as roughly $54,000 back in 2000. The salary that was supposed to unlock everything now buys what a $54,000 income bought 26 years ago. The dollar has lost nearly half its value in a single generation. And that's not some fringe opinion. That's the Consumer Price Index doing the math for us. Now, flip it around. If you earned $100,000 in the year 2000, you'd need about $187,000 today just to maintain the exact same lifestyle. So when someone tells you $100,000 is a great salary, you have to ask, compared to what? Compared to when? Let's break down what happens when a real person earns $100,000 right now. A smart asset study from early this year ranked 69 of the largest cities in America by how far that income actually stretches after taxes and cost of living. In Manhattan, $100,000 shrinks to just $29,420 in real purchasing power. In San Francisco, $43,255. In Los Angeles, $47,390. Even in mid-range cities like Denver or Chicago, you're looking at somewhere between $63,000 and $68,000 in actual spending power. The only places where $100,000 holds close to its face value are cities like Oklahoma City and El Paso, where the cost of living is significantly below the national average. And that's before we talk about what's eating the rest of your money. Housing alone has gone through the roof. A household now needs to earn about $81,000 a year just to afford the national median rent, which is over $2,000 a month. That's up more than 34% from just 5 years ago. And in cities like New York, Miami, and San Diego, renters are spending over 40% of their income just to keep a roof overhead. If you're buying instead of renting, it's even worse. The average monthly mortgage payment in the U.S. hit $2,329 in 2025, a 21% jump from $1,924 just 2 years earlier. On a $100,000 salary, your take-home, after federal and state taxes, lands somewhere around $6,000 to $6,600 a month, depending on your state. A single mortgage payment can eat more than a third of that before you've spent a dime on anything else. Then there's food. Grocery prices have climbed 37% since 2017. The average American family now spends over $1,000 a month on groceries. Food prices in January this year were 2.9% higher than the same month the year before. And staples like beef, eggs, and coffee have seen the sharpest spikes. This isn't luxury spending. This is survival spending. And we haven't even touched healthcare or kids. The average family health insurance premium through an employer hit nearly $27,000 a year in 2025. Even with your employer covering most of it, the out-of-pocket share keeps climbing. And if you have children, the average annual cost of center-based childcare in the U.S. is around $15,000 to $16,000 per child. A family with 2 kids in daycare could easily spend over $30,000 a year just so both parents can go to work. Now, layer on debt. Total U.S. household debt just hit $18.8 trillion. Credit card debt alone reached $1.28 trillion. The average cardholder with an unpaid balance owes around $7,886, and 61% of Americans carrying credit card debt have been stuck in it for over a year. Student loans sit at $1.83 trillion nationally, with an average balance close to $48,000 per borrower. When you stack housing, food, healthcare, childcare, debt payments, insurance, transportation, and taxes on top of each other, $100,000 doesn't feel like prosperity. It feels like a treadmill. And that brings us to the real problem. It's not just that prices went up. It's that wages didn't keep pace. The median American worker earns about $62,000 a year. That means most people haven't even reached the $100,000 mark. That's already not enough. The gap between what things cost and what people earn has been growing for decades, and it's accelerating. A Brookings Institution report from late 2025 found that 1 in 3 middle-class Americans can't afford basic necessities. Meanwhile, a Fox Business survey from January showed that 68% of middle-income Americans say their income simply cannot keep up with rising costs. Families are delaying home purchases, skipping medical care, and cutting back on things they used to take for granted. So what do you actually do about this? The first shift is mental. Stop treating $100,000 as a goal and start treating it as a starting point. It's a foundation, not a finish line. The real target in today's economy, depending on where you live, is somewhere between $150,000 and $200,000 for a family to live with genuine financial comfort. The second shift is structural. You need more than one income stream, period. Whether it's a side business, dividend-paying investments, rental income, or freelance work, relying on a single paycheck in this economy is the highest-risk financial strategy there is. The people who are building wealth right now aren't doing it by earning more at one job. They're stacking income sources. And the third shift is behavioral. Automate your savings before you see the money. Eliminate high-interest debt as fast as possible. Invest consistently, even in small amounts. The math is clear. If you invest $500 a month starting at 30 with an average 8% return, you'll have over $1 million by retirement. But you have to start. And you have to protect that money from lifestyle inflation, which is the silent killer of six-figure earners everywhere. Here's the bottom line. $100,000 isn't what it used to be. But that doesn't mean you can't build wealth. It means the old playbook is dead. You need a new strategy, a new mindset, and a real plan that accounts for the world as it actually is, not as it was 20 years ago. If this opened your eyes, subscribe to Frankie Finance, hit the notification bell, and share this with someone who still thinks 6 figures means they've made it, because the truth might save them years of frustration. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.